the question is that still the fee of the attorney services is quite high. The lawyers who are charging their fees, they're quite high. Then because So hello and welcome to new lecture, and the topic of this lecture is the impact of artificial intelligence on access to justice in India. Dear students, when I in my childhood used to see the lawyers and their chambers, those chambers, they were full of lot of books on judgments, all India reports, and many reports and books on local laws, on local laws of the states or of each state. But now things have changed. Things have changed to an extent that now there's not seen any books or local law reports in their hard forms in the chambers, because everything has turned into electronic form. Everything has transformed electronically. Everything has turned digital. So the impact of artificial intelligence is that since everything has come on online platforms, so access to judgments, access to law platforms, access to legal articles, access to the filing of petitions, right from special leave petitions and writ petitions before the Supreme Court to all the petitions in the high courts and even somewhere in the district courts as well. So the question is that there is a significant impact of artificial intelligence on the access of justice in India. Today, we are going to discuss different aspects that how the artificial intelligence has impacted the access of justice in India, whether it is in a positive sense or it is in a negative sense. Probably, I might say as a lawyer that it is in a positive sense. Positive sense because it has made easy access to different judgments online. There are various platforms where we can make an email ID, where we can register with a username and a password. We can have access to different judgments after the payment of subscription fees. So it was not easy before. The lawyers used to earlier search the judgments in the law reports. They used to find out the books, then they used to take out the concerned page, referred page, and then they used to read those judgments. So it was not easy. Now it is available on a mere click of a button. The lawyers in the apex court and in the high courts, they are mostly now carrying the MacBooks and their iPads. They have the iPads because they are all petitions, their notes, their judgments, their compendiums, their memorials. Everything is in the electronic form. So it has become quite easy for the lawyers and for the judges as well to make justice accessible to the people through easy modes, right? So now let us see the impact of artificial intelligence on access to justice in India. India's legal landscape has traditionally been characterized by challenges that hinder effective access to justice. Because of the huge population of over 1.4 billion people, the pressure on the judicial system is immense. This results in delays in the judicial process, with cases often taking years or even decades to resolve. This backlog is aggravated by a shortage of judges and court staff, leading to extended waiting periods for litigants seeking resolution. Now, this has been a very common and a known story. This is not something that people are not aware of. This is something that every single person, whether he hails from the legal field or he hails from any other field, knows this aspect of Indian judicial system, that Indian judicial system badly suffers from backlog of cases. However, the expenses, including the hiring of attorney services, remain high and a significant stumbling block to many people. Legal fees can be prohibitive, particularly for those from lower income backgrounds, effectively excluding large segments of the population from accessing legal services. This financial barrier puts a lot of people in a very delicate position where they are forced to represent themselves in court without any legal support, and in the process they become subjected to many injustices. The question is that still the fee of the attorney services is quite high. The lawyers who are charging their fees, they're quite high. Then because of that, the excess of justice is not there for the lower income groups. The lower income groups cannot approach the high courts or the Supreme Court because the fees of the good lawyers is not compatible with their pocket money, with their pocket. So it comes as a stumbling block in the access of justice. This financial barrier puts a lot of people in a very delicate position where they are forced to represent themselves in court without any legal support, and in the process they become subjected to many injustices. Now, there has been a change in this political climate in recent years following the integration of artificial intelligence. AI technologies provide unique accomplishments that, when adopted, can lead to increased effectiveness of the current legal system through increased efficiency and reduced cost. For example, AI can help to save time by performing routine tasks, and in the same manner, AI can help in carrying out improved legal analysis for enhanced legal research, helping to improve case handling, among other things, to tackle some of the systematic and long-standing challenges affecting the Indian judiciary. But before that, before getting into the meaning of this paragraph, I must tell you that the new platforms like Chat GPT or Gemini do not, they cannot replace the legal minds, the legal human minds. No artificial intelligence platform can replace legal human mind or any professional human mind, because the legal human mind understand different aspects of the facts and different aspects of law and how to apply that law as per the facts of each case. That is not known to the chat gpt. No matter how advanced this artificial intelligence might become, this is going to be one of the biggest challenges in the field of artificial industry, that artificial industry cannot think the way the human mind can. Okay, the question is simple, that AI has reduced the load of work. Earlier I used to see in the Supreme Court that when for filing an SLP or any petition, for special leave petitions mostly, I used to see that so many copies of SLPs were print out, and a huge bag, heavy bag, we used to carry it to the Supreme Court containing all the copies of the special leave petitions, each for the judges, then for the office, then for the lawyers, then for the opposite parties, and it was a huge cumbersome job to take out the printouts, compile them, bind those copies, put them into the bag, carry that heavy bag to the Supreme Court, and this was actually a drudgery. It was not easy. But now, all thanks to the initiatives taken by Honorable Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud sir, who made it easy for the lawyers. He has replaced online filing. He has replaced this filing of the hard copies by online petitions. It is now only for the lawyers to bring their iPads or laptops or MacBooks and argue from them. Okay, the filed petitions, the copies of the filed petitions, they are sent to the judges online. It is easily available for the opposite parties to have access to them, and then we can have an arguments in the open court. So these are some things which, see, everything has some merits and demerits, and the merit of having artificial intelligence is this, what I'm telling you. Moreover, AI as an application can bring legal advice to virtually anyone, at least in terms of offering people knowledge that is necessary for comprehending their rights and various legal intricacies. Thus, today, many companies and startups appear to create AI-based systems for legal support, to search for pertinent information and to perform analytical functions that help legal professionals and non-specialists interact with the legal environment. In this context, artificial intelligence is emerging as a transformative tool that can enhance access to justice in various ways. Now, the question is that, for example, what we do when we develop certain bad systems in our body, when we are having headache constantly, when we are, for example, having stomach ache constantly, what do? We don't immediately go to the doctor. We don't immediately see a doctor or a physician. What we do, we take out our mobile phones, we open the Google search engine, and we type our symptoms to find out what problem it might be. And Google, in most of the cases or in some of the cases, it brings out certain, like, that probable outcomes, the probable causes of these symptoms might be these. So the question is that in the same way, when we can consult Google for diagnosing our medical problems, the same way, if somebody is stuck in any legal problem, then in that case, virtual legal advices are available online, at least in terms of offering people knowledge that is necessary for comprehending their rights and various legal intricacies. Thus, today, many companies and startups appear to create AI-based systems for legal support, to search for pertinent information, and to perform analytical functions that help legal professionals and non-specialists interact with the legal environment. In this context, AI is emerging as a transformative tool that can enhance access to justice in various ways. This article will explore the impact of AI on access to justice in India, including the Supreme Court's initiative to make justice accessible to citizens. Right? Artificial intelligence and legal services. AI has been determined as an effective tool to access justice in India's legal landscape. Some of the applications of AI in India's judicial system are discussed as follows. Legal research. One of the primary barriers to access to justice is the complexity of legal information. See, legal research, now we are reading how on different fronts AI is helping this field to grow and making justice accessible to everyone. How? Legal research. सी देखिए, सबसे ज्यादा जो बैरियर था वो लीगल रिसर्च में था. बहुत टाइम कंज्यूमिंग था. किताबें खोलते थे, बहुत सारी किताबें जमा करते थे, एक एक खोल के देखते थे, नोट्स बनाते थे, रेफरेंस लिखते थे. राइट? ट्रेडिशनल. इट वाज टाइम कंज्यूमिंग, it was labor intensive. Many individuals lack the resources to navigate the legal system effectively. अब आप लाइब्रेरी जाइए, या आपके घर में लाइब्रेरी है, अब आप किताबें निकालिए 1 2 3 4 5. अब उन किताबों में कोई और रेफरेंस मिला, फिर वो वाली आप किताब निकालिए. द क्वेश्चन इज, इट वाज वेरी टाइम कंज्यूमिंग, इट वाज वेरी लेबर इंटेंसिव, इट वाज नॉट इजी. Legal research was not easy, but now it is easy. AI-powered tools have the potential to revolutionize the legal research. AI-powered tools such as legal research platforms and chatbots can democratize access to legal information by simplifying the process of finding relevant laws and precedents. Now, case analysis or management. AI can rapidly analyze vast amounts of legal data, case law, and statutes, providing lawyers with relevant information almost instantaneously. It can significantly streamline case management within the judiciary by automating routine tasks such as document filing, scheduling, and case tracking, reducing administrative burdens on courts and improving efficiency. Moreover, AI-driven document automation tools can generate contracts, agreements, and legal notice efficiently. I'm telling you, there is Chat GPT which can do many things. Like, it can even draft contracts, it can even draft legal notices, it can even draft mergers and acquisitions agreements. It can do many things, but I'm telling you, it suffers from many loopholes and it can never replace legal human rights. It's up to, okay, if we are using AI up to legal research, it's all right, but completely dwelling upon artificial intelligence even for drafting of notices, that is not fine in my view. Okay, bridging the urban-rural divide. There is a significant disparity in access to legal services between urban and rural areas. Now, there is a disparity. Then that disparity is quite manifest. It's not that it's hidden, it's manifest. When you visit the Supreme Court, what I see, every single lawyer is using artificial intelligence. The petitions are filed online. Every lawyer is carrying a laptop, MacBook, or an iPad. He is simply arguing from his MacBook or carrying device. He is not overburdened. He is simply smart enough, or she is simply smart enough to use the artificial intelligence tools for his or her help. But that is not the case in the rural areas. If you visit the district courts, if in like in Uttar Pradesh, in Haryana, in Bihar, in Madhya Pradesh, if you visit the district courts of different states, what you will find? You will not find these kinds of things in the district courts, because there is an urban-rural divide. People in the rural sectors, rural areas or suburban areas, they are not so aware about the use of artificial intelligence. Okay, mobile applications that utilize AI can connect rural citizens with legal experts, facilitating consultations and advice through smartphones. This can enhance legal literacy and empower individuals in rural areas to seek justice without the burden of travel or high cost. Virtual legal assistants. Chatbots and virtual legal assistants powered by AI can provide legal information and guidance to individuals who may not have access to legal counsel. By answering basic legal queries and guiding users through processes, these tools democratize legal knowledge and empower individuals to advocate for themselves. Now, Supreme Court's role. What is the Supreme Court's role? The Supreme Court has taken certain initiatives. Now, what are those initiatives? Let us see. E-courts or electronic courts. To digitize court process and improve efficiency, the Supreme Court has been implementing e-courts project. This initiative includes the use of online case management systems in electronic filing of documents. I have already told you. See, use of online case management. There are certain platforms where all the Supreme Court judgments are available. Go and visit a website, visit those platforms virtually, and you will have access to justice after making an ID through a username and password and payment of the subscription fee. Okay. Electronic filing of documents. Now, petitions are filed online. You don't need to take and carry those heavy bags containing hard copies of petitions. Okay. And real-time tracking of cases. You can open the app, see what is the status, what is the case status. Okay. Earlier, we used to go, and as a client, people used to go and ask the lawyer, what is the status of the case, who might not tell you correctly. But now you don't need to do that. You simply open the app and see what is the status. On what stage is your case running? Okay. Making it easier for litigants to access information and services. In February 2023, CJI D.Y. Chandrachud expressed the importance of technology in the judiciary. He stated that the Supreme Court's E-Committee was setting up E-Seva Kendra in all courts to make the judiciary more accessible to the citizens of the country, including villages. Now, virtual hearings. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Supreme Court adopted virtual hearings, allowing for remote participation in legal proceedings. This move not only ensured continuity of judicial functions during the pandemic, but also made the court more accessible, especially for those who might face challenges traveling to courtrooms. Now, during COVID-19, Supreme Court was smart enough to switch over immediately to the legal platforms. Virtual hearings. Even today, the Supreme Court says that somebody from Telangana High Court, for example, wants to appear before the Supreme Court. You don't need to travel to the Delhi. If possible, appear virtually. Okay, so that is how easy it has become. Chatbots. Various chatbots are being developed to assist individuals with common legal queries, guiding them through processes like filing complaints or understanding legal rights. Now, what is the conclusion after having such a thick discussion about artificial intelligence? What is the conclusion? AI has the potential to significantly improve access to justice in India, offering innovative solutions to long-standing challenges. However, to fully realize this potential, stakeholders must work together to address the associated challenges such as the data privacy or security and ethical concerns. With careful implementation and regulation, AI could be a key driver in transforming the legal landscape, making justice more accessible for all. So that is how AI is beneficial, and it has positively impacting access to justice in India. Thank you.